Hi Indigo, thank you so much for coming and sharing your remote learning story with us today. How are you going today?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, really good, really good. Happy to be talking to you today. So just before we start, I'm just going to start with what's your name, what are you studying, and how long you've been at Melbourne Polytechnic for?
My name's Indigo Mckeon. I'm studying my Diploma of Music Performance and I've been at Melbourne Polytechnic since last July.
Yeah, and how are you enjoying the course?
I love it. I've learnt so much so far and I've definitely grown as a musician and being surrounded by so many like-minded people. It's been awesome.
That's great to hear. Next up, how have you been coping with the current restrictions to the way that we socialise?
I think it's definitely been an adjustment, but it's made me really appreciate even like talking to people on the phone, and it's made me really miss people, which is so nice because when it's over, it's going to be like so exciting every day to see a person that you might not have appreciated as much as you do now.
Yeah, that's so lovely to hear. And when you transitioned to online learning, how was that for you?
For me, it was definitely an adjustment, but I think the teachers were very well prepared and that definitely helped. Obviously there is differences in classes. For instance, I have a band class twice a week and now we aren't able to go into a practice room as a band and create music, but we're doing a lot more online collaborations, like you'll get a backing track that your friends made for you, or for instance I'm learning a song in Portuguese right now and I'm having ongoing FaceTimes with one of the students who speaks Portuguese to help me. So I think it's going pretty well, honestly. Like, I can't complain. I think there's a lot of people who are struggling more than me, and yeah, it's nice to have such a supportive school and community around it.
Yeah, lovely. And on your day today, what's your daily routine and what are you doing to break up your days?
So I wake up every day at around 7 a.m. and I'll either do yoga or go for a walk as soon as I wake up before I even touch my phone. Um, I try to have a really big breakfast every day, and by the time I get into my learning space, I feel like I've started the day and I'm like ready to concentrate and be productive. And then during lunchtime, I usually go for another walk. My dog is loving life at the moment. She's getting so many walks. Um, and after school, I just practice music and, do things to relax and take the time, because we have time to practice lots of self-love, self-care.
Yeah, that sounds great. It sounds incredible. A lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, I can't complain. I've been
Yeah.
loving it.
And whilst you're, in remote learning, do you have any projects that you're doing, like personally or even for school?
Yeah, so I released a song last week on Spotify, every single streaming platform. So there's obviously a lot that goes with that, like promoting it and finding different ways to promote it, because you can't obviously, go take videos with a videographer or anything like that. So it's been a really cool project. I've definitely learned a lot from it, and also working on other collaborations online, which has been really cool.
Yeah, sweet. Sounds really cool. And how have you got your setup at the moment for you studying or even just creating these projects?
So I am really lucky. I moved back in with my parents while this was going on because I knew I would need to break up my space. Like, and I live in a really tiny apartment usually. So at their place, there's a spare room. We've put in a desk from the op shop, and I've got all my music equipment in here. So then when I come in here, it's where I'm going to be productive and removed from everything. It's like walking into like a classroom or a prac room for me. I don't come in here to relax. I come in here to do work and to make music. I think it's really important to have a separated space, even if it's separated by going for a walk and putting on a candle at the table to make you feel like, okay, this is where I'm doing this.
Yeah, sounds really cool. And how do you communicate with your friends and family when you're not studying?
So my family, like cousins, aunties, we all have a Facebook group and we post kind of daily updates in there, which has been really nice to see. It's been funny having my grandparents as well posting theirs. Not quite sure how to use it, but they're doing well. And yeah, I've just been talking over social media to most of my friends as well.
Yeah, cool. And do you have any suggestions or advice for students who might feel anxious while studying remotely?
I think the best advice I could give is start your day well. Before you even think about going to class, do something for yourself, whether that's meditating, whether that's going for a walk, have a good breakfast, make sure when it's time to start learning, and that can be a really anxiety inducing thing, like especially online, be prepared mentally and be in a good space that you're not like, oh, I haven't got dressed yet, I need a cup of tea. Make sure you just take time to be prepared as you can, so then it gives you less anxiety, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like some solid advice, and I'm sure some of the students that would really appreciate that. And now to wrap up, do you have any social media accounts that you need to promote?
Yes, for sure. So my Instagram is indigomckeon.music. My Facebook is Indigo Mckeon Music, and on all streaming services, so Spotify, Apple Music, everything, it's just Indigo Mckeon.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Indigo. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, bye.